I have heard that actors really learn about the characters in depth to get into the character for getting the manners and gestures originality. So, is there any space for dubbing artist while we are dubbing a character?
Possible. If you have noticed, our industry is a great example for such kind of experiments.
Okay.
For example, there was a great artist who was a great actor, but his voice was not so good. And that one person, his name was Mohan. He acted in a movie called Kokila. So he was called Kokila Mohan. He was rendered an actor because the voice was given by Surender, who is actually Vijay's uncle, actor Vijay's uncle. So the voice matched him so well that any movie he acted, people expected that voice.
Oh.
So that impact was so good that when Surender stopped dubbing for Mohan, none of his movies could run because people identified him with that particular voice. Now, the same concept was taken by Balki and made into a movie called Shamitab, where Dhanush is not a person who cannot speak at all, and Amitabh Bachchan dubs for him. So there is always a scope at the dubbing level for corrections. A lot of things can be inserted, a lot of things can be corrected, wrong dialogues can be corrected, and all those things can be done at the dubbing stage. But the speciality for actors is that they can go real time and check and come back. And whatever they act, the dubbing artist has a limitation that he has to fit it within the meter of the person who has acted. He doesn't get more scope than that. Now, the only person probably I have seen who got more effect in dubbing and creating the character or rendering the character immortal was in the movie Madhulugal, and it was done by KPSC Lalita, because she didn't need to see the actress at all. The dubbing is done. So it makes it much more interesting. If you have seen many actors, they improvise at the dubbing stage also. So there is always a scope, but the limitations are more, where the actors can go and real time they can learn and do a lot of stuff. But the dubbing artist has a limitation that he can only do within the framework of what the screen has. The moment you unleash that, or the moment you let go of that kind of restriction, the dubbing artist can work wonders.
Yeah.
You can do anything. That is why I prefer doing narrations. I prefer doing the initial storytelling part of a movie, which is more interesting. For the movie Brahmastra, the opening dialogues, or for the movie Bade Miyan Chote Miyan, the opening dialogues, the narration part. In Malayalam, I got the chance to do it. So I enjoy doing such narrations because you have a full freedom where you are not bound by an actor. You can use, you're just given the time meter and you have to speak within that. So narration, if you see, say, that movie Amir Khan, the cricket story, the British cricket story, Lagan. The opening dialogues is by Amitabh Bachchan. I adore Nasiruddin Shah giving narrations for movies. I've heard a lot of such movies where the narration is by Nasiruddin Shah. So for an actor or a dubbing artist, when he's given freedom, yes, there is a lot of scope and there is a lot of fun to do it. But with limited scope, you can still work wonders. If you have seen certain actors in Malayalam, say Dilip or Jagadish Srikumar, they would actually insert dialogues which is not there in the script at all at the dubbing stage.
Yeah.
Maybe even an inanimate character, a dog would start speaking. So that is easy for them to do it. So such kind of a experiment can be done by a well-versed dubbing artist because he can always give an input at a later stage, which is not there in the script at all. If you have seen, there is a movie called Minnaram, and in that movie, the Jagadish Srikumar, when the ambulance goes, he says, Nilavali Shabdamidu. That was actually inserted much later.
Yeah.
So such kind of dialogues can be inserted, which is not there in the script at all, for the benefit of the dubbing artist. So when you ask the scope, there are limitations as well as freedom also in doing such things.
Okay. Thank you, sir.